The corridors of the Arcanith research station gleamed with sterile precision, every surface polished by automated drones. Yet, when the drones failed, it was always the same human who carried the mop and bucket. Samuel Graves was not a soldier, nor a scientist, nor a diplomat. He was a janitor, a quiet man in his late 50s who kept the station clean while the galaxy's brightest minds unraveled the mysteries of the universe. Most aliens regarded him as invisible, a background fixture like the hum of the engines. That changed the day he found the hatchling. It was wedged between two conduits, barely breathing. A tiny, scaled creature, its silver skin torn and its wings bent at unnatural angles. Samuel had seen many species pass through the station, but this one was new to him. Its eyes, golden and wet with pain, locked onto his with a flicker of awareness. He should have called security. Station protocol demanded that unidentified organisms be reported, contained, studied. But Samuel wasn't a man of protocols. He was a man of instincts. And in that fragile body, he saw something achingly familiar: weakness, fear, and the desperate will to live. "Easy there, little one," he whispered, carefully wrapping the hatchling in his jacket. He carried it past the patrolling guards, down the maintenance shafts, and into the solitude of his quarters. For weeks, Samuel nursed it. He fed it nutrient paste, whispered comforting words, and sang old earth lullabies as its broken wings healed. He never told a soul. And then, one morning, it was gone. The creature had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only a single silver scale on his bunk. Samuel assumed it had crawled back into whatever vent it came from, perhaps to die alone. Life went on. He kept mopping floors, scrubbing walls, and fixing what the drones ignored. Until the day the sky burned. The Arcanith research station came under attack by the Krull Dominion, a warlike species that saw no value in treaties or science. Their ships emerged from warp with weapons blazing, tearing through the station's defenses like paper. Alarms wailed. Researchers ran. Soldiers scrambled. Samuel, mop still in hand, stood frozen as explosions shook the bulkheads. The Krull boarded quickly. Their armored warriors stormed the halls, cutting down anything that moved. Samuel ducked into a maintenance closet, heart pounding. He was no soldier. He had no weapon. He was just a janitor. And then, the roar came. The bulkhead above split open, and through the fire and smoke descended a massive creature, silver-scaled, wings spanning the corridor, eyes burning gold. Behind it, dozens more emerged, filling the void with thunderous cries. Dragons. A legion of them. The corridors of the Arcanith research station gleamed with sterile precision, every surface polished by automated drones. Yet, when the drones failed, it was always the same human who carried the mop and bucket. Samuel Graves was not a soldier, nor a scientist, nor a diplomat. He was a janitor, a quiet man in his late 50s who kept the station clean while the galaxy's brightest minds unraveled the mysteries of the universe. Most aliens regarded him as invisible, a background fixture like the hum of the engines. The Krull turned their weapons upward, but it was useless. Flames hotter than plasma poured from dragon maws, reducing warriors to ash. Claws tore through armor like paper. Wings smashed squads against the walls. The corridor became a battlefield of fire and fury. Samuel stumbled out of his hiding place, staring in disbelief. The largest dragon, the one with silver scales, lowered its head to him. A scar traced across one wing, exactly where Samuel remembered it being broken. "You," Samuel breathed. "You came back." The hatchling had grown, impossibly, terrifyingly, magnificently. And it had not come alone. The dragons fought like living storms, driving the Krull back through the station, out into the void, and into retreat. What moments before had been certain annihilation turned into a blazing triumph. The survivors of the station, stunned and trembling, gathered in the hangar as the silver-scaled dragon landed before them. It lowered its massive head to Samuel, bowing. Then it opened its maw, and spoke, not in words, but in a resonance that filled every mind present. He who mended the broken shall never stand alone. The other dragons echoed the vow with a chorus of roars that rattled the walls. Samuel, the janitor no one noticed, the man with no titles or medals, stood at the center of it all, the one who had shown kindness when no one else would. The crawl would whisper for centuries about the day their fleets were torn apart not by soldiers, not by weapons, but by a legion of dragons bound by loyalty to a human janitor. And Samuel Graves, mop still in hand, realized with quiet astonishment that the galaxy would never again see him as invisible.